All right, here we go again. Let me get this. I don't know what the hell happened. Andy, I appreciate that you retweeted this. Don't think you have to retweet it again, man, if it messes up your algorithm over there on Twitter. But yeah.
Of course I'm retweeting again. Give it a second. Hold on. I'm doing it now.
Oh, man. It's so stupid.
Don't hit the button again, Lewis.
I didn't hit the button. Here I am again. Hold on. Let me get in the chat and tell them. Back up here.
Was your cat messing around with your equipment, Lewis?
No, but we are live again, guys and gals. Thanks for being patient. I see you guys coming into the chat. I appreciate you. Andy dropped a scoop, a hint of what's going to be going on tomorrow on Popcorn Planet. It's going to be a blast. And we were in the middle of talking about Godzilla. And for some reason, YouTube doesn't, I don't know. Maybe there's something in here with the Godzilla thing. Maybe like they don't want the truth revealed. That Godzilla is coming to Apple TV, which is kind of strange because Godzilla is usually Warner Brothers property. And as I recall, Andy reported this already like a year ago. And I think the destination was HBO Max. That may have changed, of course. Now Apple TV has partnered with Legendary for a new original live action show based on the creatures and the mysterious monster tracking organization seen in the popular films. And Jeffrey, that's Monarch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
okay.
organization is Monarch in all the MonsterVerse films.
Yeah, because Hollywood Reporter is not didn't name them, so I'm just making sure. So yeah, this is Legendary Television, and the show is going to be executively produced by Chris Black, who is a sci-fi veteran behind Star Trek Enterprise, and Robert Kirkman.
Okay.
Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing though? Aren't people upset at Star Trek?
Wait, Kirkman does Walking Dead.
Enterprise is the
you're right.
Enterprise is the one from 2001, Lewis.
Okay, I'm confused with my
That's
Star
an
Trek.
older. More recently, he did Outcast, Red Widow, Mad Men, Ugly Betty, Reaper. So he's done a lot of TV work before.
I like what I've seen with Godzilla, except the first one. The other ones have been good. King Kong versus Godzilla, etc. So, what do you guys think of this? Maybe start with Andy. You excited?
I'm trying to find the article. You need to. My only criticism, you Lewis. You got to have the link. Have the article.
Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Where am I seeing this? So, I mean, it could be fun.
It's on Hollywood Reporter.
You know why I don't want to put it up? Because Hollywood Reporter gave me a damn copyright strike.
Oh, is that why you're okay?
So
how it's news.
Yeah, that doesn't make you can fight that, Lewis. Don't let them do that.
Yeah,
there we go. Now we look like professionals.
It's the ethics.
That I mean, look, it looks it could be fun. It could be fun. It's expensive. But I mean, the guy from Enterprise scares me. Kirkman's, he's good and bad. I love Invincible.
Why does the guy from Enterprise scare you, Andy?
I don't like I guess it's Star Trek. Enterprise is
it's a different one.
It's the 2001 2004 series.
That's the one with Scott Bakula?
Yeah, that's the Scott Bakula one.
Oh, okay. Then thank you. Then I'm okay with it. I don't like Discovery. If it was from
Discovery, it's not that. It's not the more recent Bad Robot shows.
Okay, then I'm good
for you.
Oh, and Matt Fraction, he's doing it too. From
Matt
Hawkeye?
Fraction is a great writer.
Yeah. All right, I'm on board now.
Yeah, I mean, but is Apple TV gonna give it the proper budget? I think so, right?
Apple TV is doing really good shit, guys.
Apple
TV is like old school HBO, where I feel like they actually care about quality, unlike Netflix and some of the other ones. So yeah, it's not a bad sign. To
me, it's not just about money. It's also production values, how they shoot it, how they present it. Because we've seen big budget shows where they don't always know how to use the budget, or they cut corners.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this one could be pretty massive, and it's a really good one for Apple. Apple's slowly getting a pretty good library there, I gotta say. Like Ted Lasso is fantastic. I really like The Morning Show. I got addicted to that one. People keep raving about C. I haven't gotten there. The movies are a little hit or miss, but still they're getting some interesting stuff over Apple, and good for them, man.
They opened up with C, and C is very well produced, but I'm not really too into the story.
What
You know
I
what I
will
mean?
be curious about is like, what's the basic gist of this series? Will we get more of the monsters from Toho other than Godzilla, Rodan, Ghidra, and are they continuing the story from after Kong, Godzilla versus Kong? I think King of the Monsters was still the best movie
I
they
love
made
King of
out
the
of that
Monsters, dude.
franchise.
I love King of the Monster, and it bothers me that like a lot of people said it wasn't that good. I'm like, dude, what else do you want? If you don't like that, then it's like Godzilla's not gonna work for you. You know what I mean? Because like you can't get much more monstery than that. You know? So I love that one. I love King Kong versus Godzilla. But I think they think that Godzilla does not bring in money. They think Kong does. Because the Kong movies have actually made more money than the Godzilla ones. Thoughts on that? Who do you like, the monkey or the lizard?
I liked Kong so much better.
Really? Okay. Jeffrey?
Godzilla. I'm all about Godzilla. I could give two monkey poos about the monkey.
Yeah. And if you know,
return to Skull Island, monkey.
yeah, and if you notice right here the way this layout is, I'm a Lewis sandwich. Inside joke. All right, cool. Next topic.
Where's your face? You're putting our faces out there. Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't want people to know how I look like.
Gee, I can't even do it if I wanted to. How do I do a cool logo? I hate Melon. Melon sucks.
Melon is better, dude. Melon. I love melons. All right, next story. We have a 3-hour Batman. Okay. 3-hour Batman is coming.
Oh,
so
God.
What?
Just really? Does it have to be that long?
That means it's good. The Batman runtime reveal, 2 hours and 47 minutes without the credits.
That does not mean it's good.
Dude, it means they're confident in it enough to take up 2 hours. And it's opening, okay, right here. You know, Matt Reeves' The Batman opens in theaters March 4th. Comic book movies fans will get to spend nearly 3 hours in Gotham City and in the world of Twilight with Robert Pattinson, the Cape Crusader. I'm excited for that. That means it's good, I think.
I mean, it's a you know, David Fincher style is what they say in there. It's like watching Zodiac for that long. I just think it's too long, but we'll see. I'm excited for it. I want to see it. I'm not trying to be a downer.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, damn, really? For like a detective story Batman movie? They're going as long as Dark Knight Rises? It seems a little excessive out the gate, personally, but we'll see.
I think The Dark Knight Rises was one of the weaker Nolan films.
A lot of people
me
think
too,
that.
and it was overly long. So that's where I'm like, ooh, right? Really? You're starting that long?
To me, it's not about length. It's about pacing and it's about execution.
Fair, but he's not only making a 3-hour Batman, but he's also working on a Gotham PD series. Like he feels like he's got a lot to say.
Here's my, when I see a length, I assume that means they gave Matt Reeves creative freedom, and for good or bad, the movie we're going to see this year, my hope is that it will be his artistic vision, his uncensored artistic vision on the screen. And I think that's what we want. That's what we should support, right?
Well, okay. I think Warner Brothers, I'm going to be, I sincerely believe that Warner Brothers gave Zack Snyder creative control, almost absolute creative control. And then after a while of like hemorrhaging money, they go, dude, we got to stop this. So, I mean, people feel that Warner Brothers gets involved, but I don't know, man. I kind of think it's opposite. Sorry, the laugh track was actually accidental. But yeah, I feel like they gave Zack Snyder a lot of control and he just went out of control. And I don't know, maybe Matt Reeves are giving him a chance to like be more, you know, like use his powers, and like if it doesn't work, then you know you start.
If it doesn't work, you can just do it over again. That's the thing about Batman.
How many of those do we need? Gene Rick with the super chat. Thank you very much, Gene Rick. And I forgot the button.
The answer is more, Lewis. We need more.
Let's take care of Gene Rick. Let me see if I get the right button though. Here, super chat. There we go with that. Gene Rick. Ooh, look, notification. Let me see if it talks.
Gene Rick donated $4.99 through Super Chat. I have to say Kong was my first Monster Andy Great Britney coverage.
Did you guys?
You guys rock. Thank you for the late night stream. I am a night owl.
You didn't hear it?
No.
Okay, then
Just read it.
Oh no! It's supposed the audio came on and everything. I just have to fix it. I have to say, Kong. She's Gene Rick is saying with the super chat. Thank you. I have to say, Kong was my favorite monster. Andy, great Britney's coverage. I agree. You guys rock. That means Jeffrey as well. Thank you for the late night stream. I am a night owl. There you go with that. I'm kind of a night owl too, and my schedule's all messed up, so I can never really have a proper schedule. You know. There you go. You know what I do notice works with streams though is like you schedule them at one time and then you start like 15 minutes after. I learned that from Andy. Yeah, but hey, look, I think this is confidence in the movie. I think the weakest link here is Robert Pattinson. He doesn't look like Batman to me. His head's too small. I don't know, man. Am I wrong?
You are wrong, Lewis, but that's okay. You're wrong about a lot of things, but you're still a good dude.
Thank you.
You're wrong about the Book of Boba Fett, for example, just for example, but you're still an okay guy, and we need to be okay with the fact that we don't always agree with things, but we can all still be friends and enjoy each other's company.
Well,
right,
let's go to that. Let's go there, okay? And I'm going to put it up on the screen. It's not really an article I'm going to be reading, but we will have Boba Fett in the background. Okay. Now here's the deal. This show is like kind of a dud until chapter 4 to me. I did like chapter 4.
Why?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I sensed adventure. I sensed excitement. I felt like, and now I kind of understand Boba's motivation. He wants to upgrade, man. He's old. He's like, he doesn't want to be the bounty hunter anymore. He wants to take care of shit. You know what I mean? Tamia Morrison to me is a great actor. George Lucas underused him. They were underusing him in the first 3 episodes here, in my opinion. And yeah, man. And dude, spoiler alert, that last scene where he just mowed down that biker gang, holy shit, with no emotion, you know, getting revenge for the Tusken Raiders. That was awesome, dude. Andy? No, because you're like,
I mean, look, I feel like they've completely taken the mystery away from Boba Fett. I'll be honest, I've never been a huge Boba Fett fan. I think he's been over. I don't know why people were so obsessed. But anyway, they finally have been. The mystery of him though is now gone. Mm-hmm. He's just like an old man who's just walking around slowly, always getting tricked. He needs Mulan to save his ass all the time, and now these weird spy kid and their speeder bikes. Just the more and more I see, I'm just interested. The only part I liked was the Tusken Raider episode. I thought it was a really interesting, like dialogue-free story, and I almost wish that had just been a movie. They could have made a 90-minute Tusken Raiders Disney Plus movie, and I think it would have been sick and not really gotten all the other stuff. Like personally, I thought that was interesting, but all the rest of it, I've just been losing interest. There was a moment in last week's episode, where literally, but I had it on my Twitter. Boba Fett grabs some like weird kid robot to like buffoonery stumbling around.
Oh,
like,
you mean the rat droid?
It was the rat catcher droid.
Like catches the rat droid and like, dude, know who I am? I am Boba Fett. And I'm just watching it like, this isn't funny. This is pathetic. This is the legacy of Boba Fett. I don't know. I'm losing.
Look, you have a point.
Much. I don't buy it.
Yeah,
I'm not offended. Like I'm watching it, but I'm just becoming less and less interested. And then you know what I did, Lewis? After that, when I heard the music to the Mandalorian at the end, I'm like, oh god, they're gonna bring the Mandalorian in to help him get the town.
But that's you reported that as well. Right?
But I'm just saying to see it's not earned. Like I went back and I rewatched the ending of Mandalorian season 2, and dude, I don't know how they're ever gonna beat it. Like watching it again, and that surprise that they somehow managed to get in, nobody spoiled it. Like that was a beautiful ending. It was so well done. It was tense. Everything was lining up to this big finale that had a payoff that you're just like, holy shit. And then you have Grogu and Mando sort of really have that emotional ending, and it ends. And to see that they're just going to come back mid Boba Fett after everything, like they're going to literally bring Grogu back from his training to help this Boba Fett.
Grogu's not going to come back.
Yeah. Oh, how much you want to bet?
Oh, okay. You know something I don't know?
How much you want to bet?
I don't want to bet.
I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, Jeffrey, let me hear your take because
Get ready, Jeffrey.
I think you like it both better than both of us.
Jeffrey,
I think the show's fantastic. It's about a man who's trying to change his life. He's trying to step out of the shadow of his father and find his identity. It's about identity, and he's trying to build something. He's trying to build his own clan, he needs his own tribe. I just saw Gene Rick's thing pop up there for a second.
No,
Sorry.
I did it. Go ahead.
Okay. So he's trying to change his standing in life. He found a new tribe that he was at peace with for a while. He finally had some measure of peace, and then it was taken away from him. And I don't really see what's wrong with that. I think it started in underwhelming fashion, but I think gradually it's gotten better with each episode. And I think episode 4 was sort of the highlight of the season so far. I think my main problem is we get like one short episode, then we get a longer episode.
That was a long episode.
And this week's episode was the right length to me. And it looks like they've wrapped up the flashbacks, and now we're going to focus on an underworld gang war. And this is something I've wanted to see from Star Wars for a while, because these are the more interesting stories, is what is going on with the gangsters, the crime syndicates. We've seen sort of little bits of them and sort of the spinoffs for a while, and now we're really diving into the sort of the hierarchy of seeing the Hutt twins, seeing the Pike Syndicate. And now Boba Fett is trying to start his own, and he's doing it from scratch. And you see, first he gets Fennec, then he gets the mods. Now he's got Chrysanthemum, the Wookiee, and that's a great character.
Jeffrey,
what?
It's a terrible crew. I don't buy Fennec. Why is she there?
Because she's hot.
These are two bounty hunters that are just gotten soft.
He saved her life. That's why.
Sure, they're both gotten soft, is what the reality is. Boba Fett, the scariest bounty hunter, wants to have conversation. We can lead together. Dude, I don't disagree.
Right, you don't have to. I'm not saying you have to like that, but I like that.
It's not Boba Fett. I don't know who this guy is.
You don't get to decide what Boba Fett is, Andy. You're not the
neither do you.
Creator. Yeah. John Favreau and Dave Filoni and Robert Rodriguez.
I think the direction's poor,
and they're doing a good job.
The scooter chase last week by Robert Rodriguez with the Mod Squad was just embarrassing for me.
Jeffrey, let me ask you about that scooter gang.
I didn't like that part.
Did they seem out of place or what?
It did look awkward, and we talked about that on Muse TV on our after party. But I mean, you're good. I mean, if you're going to nitpick that, look at the train heist.
Nitpick. You just said they're part of the tribe.
Look at the train heist. That was a great action.
Here you have hit, but I'm listening to you and I'm having a conversation. I'm not trying to fight you. I'm confused. He's finding his tribe. Okay. He saves Fennec. So one I'll buy. Okay, fine. But then he goes and gets these mods to just like be his security. They seem terrible. And then he goes and gets Chrysanthemum, who's clearly not someone he can trust. And then now suddenly he's on the team.
I feel like Chrysanthemum's going to be a good
cool character, but it doesn't.
He's worked with Chrysanthemum before, and he's a Wookiee.
Buffoon. He looks like a buffoon. He's just making willy-nilly decisions. He's old. It's just hard to watch.
Hey, man, the age is where I disagree with you, Andy. Because I'm getting there. So, yeah.
You sound ageist.
He's stuck in the Sarlacc pit, and then he has his gear stolen from him. But then he goes back looking for the gear.
Weird.
It's all weird, and
he was passed out. He was stuck in the Sarlacc for God knows how long.
Okay, but let me ask you a question.
Then he crawled out, and then his Jawa stripped it from him.
Yeah, he wasn't in his right mind.
Let me ask you a question, Jeffrey. Not arguing or anything, because this is nerd rage. We're all nerds, and we want, we're always gonna get into Star Wars fights. But the Zarlak pit has always had that tentacles coming out. Why was he on it like so close? That was weird.
You mean the fire spray gunship?
The fire spray.
See, Jeffrey's a fucking troll too, dude.
You mean the Slave One, his ship? Boba Fett's ship.
Hey, bro, come on. I don't want to get... No. Wait up a second. I don't want to get demonetized, Jeffrey. Don't call it the Slave One, all right?
The S1.
I draw the line there.
The S1 fire spray gunship.
I got your fire spray. Yeah, fire spray is cool.
Don't even get me started on that whole debate. What a stupid debate.
That is dumb. Yeah. That is dumb.
No one cared.
Well, Jeffrey, let me... what is that? There's a lot of ships that are fire sprays, or how does that work?
It's the classification. It's the classification of the ship.
Oh,
who cares?
Man. Well,
who cares?
Like Porsche.
Yeah, bro, but I was kind of hoping that was a unique vehicle for Boba. Now it's like everyone has
making
one.
Boba look stupid. That's what this show's doing.
Yeah.
Why?
It should be called the Bath of Boba Fett. That's all he's ever doing is always going.
I mean, he looked pretty stupid when he got thrown in there by a blind Han Solo with a stick.
Yeah.
So,
that was dumb too. But they recovered his reputation in Mandalorian.
Okay.
Dude, so Mandalorian is so much more of a badass. He doesn't talk as much. He's mysterious. There's an actual tribe he's looking for. He finds it in the child. This one's just a weird extent. And I'm telling you, mark my words, you can tell the creators are losing interest. They don't know where to take this. They're going to just turn it into the Mandalorian show with Grogu. And when that happens, Jeffrey, I'll accept the apology.
I'm not going to apologize to you.
Well, we're rooting. Hey, we're rooting for Star Wars. That's one thing about Jeffrey and I. I think, I don't know, Andy, how big of a fan are you of Star Wars? I root for Star Wars.
Dude,
like,
I love The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian was fun when I rewatched. I literally rewatched the finale last time, and I rewatched it. I'm like, man, this is never going to be as good. They fired Gina Carano. Say what you will about her.
Right.
She was a good part of that show. It was nice to see that sort of ensemble of different types of people. They fired her, which is just going to be a weird misconnect. Bo-Katan, I don't really like her performance. Watching it again, she's kind of a pain in the butt. But there was a lot of build-up and cool stuff to see them all together. And it sort of justified even Boba Fett being there. I thought Boba Fett worked on Mandalorian. Surprisingly, it worked. Okay. But to just go to another bounty hunter show so quick and do what they're doing, I don't know. Like I don't.
It's not a bounty hunter show. It's a crime lord underworld show.
Dude, he's a fucking bounty. I don't know. They should have done the crime lord show with Darth Maul.
They did that whole Godfather type scene there at the end, and he did that flex power play with the Rancor. He's got a Rancor now.
Let's be real, guys.
Played by Danny Trejo, who is freaking awesome.
So stupid.
So watch your tongue, Andy.
Easy to please, man.
Hey, look,
I'll fly over there, Andy, and keep you in line if I have to.
Fire spray all day.
Lewis? I thought we were trying to be nice.
Well, hey, look, I think okay, Andy, I gotta say, Jeffrey, when I met him, I would agree with him and he'd argue with me. This was like 15 years ago. I turned to my friend and I go, dude, you got to do a podcast with him. Okay, let's see if we can hear this. Hold on.
Quartz 13 donated $5 Canadian through Super Chat. Love you guys. Keep up the good work, Luis.
Thank you very much. You guys hear that okay?
Yeah, we heard it. That was good.
You see, Melon's okay. Well, thanks for the support. I'm happy. If we could get a couple bucks more, it'd be amazing because I just drank 2 massive.
Dude, why aren't we smashing all the like button? There's way more people than likes, for one. And two, throw my man Lewis some love, a couple tips. Bro. He needs it. He wants it. He's giving
live in LA.
Amazing content. Jeffrey, he brought Jeffrey and I back together.
I didn't know about it. Okay,
now best friends again. I think this is the kind of stuff Lewis does. So drop a dime in the jar and support my man.
Well, here's the deal. Like Jeffrey's the type of Jeffrey, you may disagree with me. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Jeffrey's the type of dude that you'll agree with him and he'll still argue with you. Like that's just the way he is. Oh, we got a member. Janine renewed her membership. Thank you very much. Boom. There you go. Let me see if I pressed the wrong membership. Lewis, I tipped you on.
I'm not going to apologize for who I am.
Stream Elements. We got a new Okay, hold on a second. Stream
Elements. Winter Moon Ray became a nerd trooper.
Woo! Nice.
Talking about winter. Bravo.
Welcome. New member. Here we go with that. Nerd Report. My favorite. That's amazing. So yeah, like our fans are really passionate about Star Wars. What I notice about Star Wars fans, even if we agree, like we always like, we're gonna argue, man. We're gonna argue all the time for those films. Because we want it to be exactly like we think it should be. But look, here's the deal. Let's be honest with ourselves. The Mandalorian show is really a Boba Fett show originally. So now you got two shows that are kind of the same thing and stuff. I mean, why does Mandalorian even look like Boba Fett? His helmet's the same structure. Jeffrey, did you freeze?
I'm here. I can see and hear you.
So basically, we got two Boba Fett shows at once, and I think that's where it's all.
So you think they're too similar, Lewis? That's your issue.
I think originally they wanted to do a Boba Fett show, and they go, "Hey, let's just do a different, Mandalorian."
And thank God they did.
Well, no, from what I've gathered,
yeah,
it was it Joe Carnahan or no? It was who was the director?
It was Josh Trank.
Oh no, it was Mangold. It was Trank and then Mangold.
Mangold, yeah.
Both
James
working
Mangold.
on Boba Fett movies. And that was the plan for a while. And then as Disney Plus came more about, they decided to turn it into what they have now. I think Favreau sort of got to take it over with Rodriguez, and that's where it came from. But there was a multiple. Yeah, you're right, Jeffrey. There was Josh Trank who wrote a script, and there was a one by Mangold as well. And I can't imagine they didn't take some of those ideas and turn them over into Boba Fett.
Real quick right here, I want to say thank you to Janine for sending in a super chat via Stream Elements. And her comment is, can't wait to see the Batman. I can't wait. I agree too. I want it to be good. I do want it to be good. But right now, I think Catwoman is going to steal the show, in my opinion. And I think the studio knows that because the trailers have been kind of like hinting more Batwoman, pushing her a bit more than Robert Pattinson.
I think Robert Pattinson is better than you give him credit for, Lewis, and you should broaden your horizon.
I can't tell though, because we have not seen him in anything yet. We haven't seen him as Batman. People are hungry for that Heath Ledger thing again, where we underestimate the actor and he knocks it out of the park. And I'm telling you, that
people
is not
trashed Heath Ledger when he was cast.
Correct.
Furious.
Correct.
Or like Crispin Glover should have been Joker at that time.
Dude, I totally agree with you, but people want the same Cinderella story when it comes to Rob Pattinson. I don't know,
I think Christian Bale was okay. Like he did all right by that character, but I've never been fulfilled by any actor's portrayal of Batman. Not Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck. None of them have truly found that sort of true Batman essence on screen.
A lot of the
not like Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy to me is still the best actor to ever play Batman.
He's a voice actor though.
What? He's
okay. You want to argue that one then?
Batman
he's
ever.
a horrible Batman because he was actually Batman in the crossover, and he was awful. He was live action.
That
Batman.
was not.
It doesn't matter.
I'm talking about Batman the animated series, the Timverse, Justice League.
That's who he was in the crossover, and he was awful.
I'm not counting that.
Well, you can't pick and choose. He's awful live action, great with the voice.
You probably never even watched Batman the animated series.
Yeah, they imitate Tim Burton's shitty Batman world. What's it called? Not only that, bro, like I love Mark Hamill, but everyone's like, he's the best Joker. It's like, you do realize that he only has one voice, right? Like when he plays the trickster on the Flash, he's pretty much the Joker. When you know what I mean? So like he doesn't have much range.
That's really a gross generalization, Lewis. I'm sorry.
I disgusted you with my gross generalization.
It was gross.
All right. Speaking of gross, Peacemaker. Have you guys watched the show?
I've seen every episode.
Andy?
Watched the one today. I haven't seen the most recent one.
Okay, let's not spoil it. But let's get because Andy hasn't seen it.
Well, I mean, there's a spoiler right here in the title, in the headline.
Oh, okay. Let me get this out of here. Sorry, dude. Don't read it. All right. Anyways, I love this show. It's fucking hilarious. Does it tie in any of the other characters? Sort of, but does it matter? Nope. I think Vigilante is better than Deadpool, a live action. Fight me on that. As we get, what is this? Is now hosting my stream with one viewer. Oh, we got a Twitch. This is Twitch. Someone is hosting my stream on Twitch. Shout out to whoever that was, which disappeared. But yeah, we are also on Twitch live. But anyways, Andy, what do you think of the show from what you've seen? No spoilers.
I like it a lot. I haven't watched the new one. I was going to watch it, just got busy today, but I'll check it out this weekend. But I really do like Vigilante. I like John Cena.
Yeah.
I like James Gunn's wife. She's really good as what's her name? She's hot, man. Good for him. Good for her.
Amelia Harcourt.
Amelia Harcourt, yeah.
The actress's name is Jennifer Holland.
There you go. Yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised. I love the opening sequence. It's just so weird. I've gotten hypnotized by it. I love that theme song. Yeah, it's just fun. It's like it didn't blow me away, but it's one of those shows that as I sat with it, I was like, you know what? I enjoyed that. Yeah. I want to see more of it. It was just fun. It was different. It was nice to see sort of James Gunn in a TV show, R-rated, with the heroes. Like, yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah, I'm digging James Gunn Unleashed. What do you think, Jeffrey?
I'm somewhat loath to say I mostly agree with Andy on this one.
My God, is hell frozen over?
Yeah.
So, do you guys want to go out? I don't know.
I think John Cena was born to play this character, and
agreed.
You can't overlook the fact that, John Cena, yeah, he's a WWE guy. He is a pro wrestler, but he's really good in this show, and he's actually pulling some dramatic muscle, even though this is this very outrageous sort of wacky kind of dark comedy. There's a lot of heart in this character where you see how sort of tortured and pained he is, that that he's so desperate for love from his father, or just from anybody really, that he's looking for it in such a horrible just person who like basically ruined his life, but he's just so desperate for love and acceptance from
Are any of you two guys familiar with the comic?
Mm-mm.
The character, no. And I think the reason the show works is because they're using all these minor, lesser named characters, so they can get away with just doing all this wacky, outrageous craziness that they do in the show.
You mentioned something early, the beginning of your statement about like he's a pro wrestler. We're talking about John Cena, but I don't know, man. I've always been of the opinion is don't underestimate those guys and gals. They are very, very talented. They're very athletic.
No, you shouldn't, because they basically have to make you feel emotion, and they have to do the stunts and the athleticism as well as the acting as a pro wrestler. They have to make you believe it.
Yeah, no, I'm really digging the show. And I'm watching it with my mom, and she loves it. So that's cool. Although it's a little bit over the top too. It's a little bit.
It's very much like this is what James Gunn was doing before the Marvel Universe. This is like the kind of material. This is closer to what he was doing with his trauma stuff. With what was that movie? Slither. Do you remember Slither, Lewis?
Yeah, I don't remember it now, but I know
this is like closer to his pre-Marvel kind. And what was the he did like an R-rated superhero film. What was it called? Supers?
Brightburn.
Not that one. Before Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wilson. Yeah.
And it was just really like subversive, like outrageous kind of Super. It was 2010.
Yeah.
Had a really good cast, but like it was a low budget like indie film. No one really saw it, but it was basically like an R-rated kind of superhero story.
Yeah, I really like it. I like what they're doing, and it's not depending on the other heroes and stuff like that. Are any of you guys up to date with Superman and Lois?
No, I've been off. I forgot to come back.
Okay, so the two episodes that dropped, they're very, very well done. and I feel like, well, I keep hearing that they're going to be moving to HBO Max, so they'll be in good company with Peacemaker and stuff. Obviously, the production of Peacemaker looks like way higher than any other DC show that's currently available.
Will
on
that help the
television.
show? Because they're trying to offload the CW, right? Like they're trying
I
to
think
sell the
CW
network.
they're getting rid of all those shows. Yeah, well, yeah, they're trying to offload it, but all the DC shows are just they're letting them die, except Superman Lois. I feel.
So, Lewis, since you watch this show, I have a question
Not religiously.
about
Which show?
Superman,
Okay, go ahead.
Superman and Lois.
Yes.
So, Jonathan and Jordan, are these Clark and Lois's biological kids? Are they adopted? What's the situation?
From what I understand, they are biological. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, yeah, it's a well done show. It's fun. It keeps interest in Superman, and he's the Boy Scout. He's the boy. He's the Superman. This is a Superman that wants to rescue people. And yeah, Tyler Hoechlin does not look like Superman at all, but he's making his own. So, and he's giving 135%, and I really, really appreciate him doing that. And he's winning people over. That's impressive. You know, I really do think so. Last word by anybody want to talk about? No. All right. So my last topic I saw that was kind of interesting was that, you know, the producers of James Bond are talking. They're saying that they talked to Idris Elba at one point to continue the series. Do you think Idris Elba is a good would make a good choice or nay? Andy?
Sorry, I got distracted. Did you guys know Book of Boba Fett? They literally were just going to burn the bodies and do nothing. Tamara Morrison had to. He made a whole point here. He's like, oh no, we got to put a ceremony in this. They're the indigenous of the sands of Tatooine. That's why he created a history and a culture. So you know the show's in trouble when they're not even paying attention, and the actor's like, whoa, wait, hold on, can we make this better?
Well, there's also the interview where he says he talks too much.
Yeah, I got distracted. I was reading. It's like, holy shit. He's not speaking very fondly, and then he's also making fun of all those biker gang Power Ranger nonsense. It's pretty funny. Some of these things are out of our control.
Out of context, and
we can't say as performers we don't want to work with these people. That's not good enough. They brought a lot of color to it. I thought they were great. We're working hard. So he's just being nice. But yeah, they're not.
Okay, so what's wrong with that?
Sorry, what was the question you were asking about?
Well, we got a super chat. Let's see what
13 donated $5 Canadian through super chat. What are each of your thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home? Is it worth the watch? In Quebec, Canada, where I live, movie theaters are closed.
Court 13. Well, first of all, thanks for that super chat. It means a lot to me and us, the panel. I'm sure because you know us as friends, we like to see people supporting. So that's a shame. That sucks. What do I think? Yeah, it's a must watch. I think so. It's a must watch, Jeffrey.
The other stuff.
You agree, Jeffrey? It's a must watch.
You should watch it at least once, hopefully in theaters, preferably IMAX.
Yeah, I do suggest you watch Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 1 and 2, and then
that said, it's not the best Spider-Man movie ever, not by a long shot.
What's your favorite Spider-Man movie?
Spider-Man 2.
Same here. Andy?
Into the Spider-Verse.
It's good, but yeah, that's a good one too. It's very good. It's very, very good. The only thing is
yes, check it out, Court. It's worthy. I don't know if you've had things spoiled or not, but either way, it's still worth seeing. It's hard because you don't have a theater there, but yeah, you need to try and see it in theaters if you can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully
or at least a big screen at home if you can pull it off.
Hopefully things reopen for you, but I think it's going to be hitting Blu-ray pretty soon. So
if I'm reading this story right, Andy, basically Tamora Morrison gave some input. He was inspired by his own culture with the Tuskens, and he made it better. So I'm not really seeing a problem here.
But it's not a good sign when the actor has to start writing the show.
I mean, it's not a bad, I don't see why it's a bad sign. It's called collaboration. Is Jurassic Park a bad movie because Jeff Goldblum wanted to do the scene where he throws the flare in front of the T-Rex? That was his idea. Does that make Jurassic
Yeah.
Park
That
a bad
ruined the movie
and
for
one of
me.
the worst
Totally
movies
ruined the
ever?
movie. I'm glad we agree, Lewis. I mean, it completely ruined the movie. Of
That was
course.
the only part I hated. I'm just messing with you, Jeffrey.
In doing his little shirt, his open shirt pose, that was his idea too.
You know what I don't like about Jurassic Park is I feel the movie just ends in the without, like, it doesn't have a proper ending. They just leave the island. There's dinosaurs there. It's like, okay, like I thought that's when it begins. Like you see the T-Rex take the dinosaurs have taken over the island. Now we start the film and it just ended. And I was like, what the hell? That's the way I felt when I first saw it.
Hey, Steven Spielberg and George, what if I just have Indiana Jones instead of just doing this big long out fight scene? What if he just shoots the guy with the whip? Just shoots him right there and creates one of the greatest moments in the history of cinema.
Well,
Yeah.
okay,
It's bad. It's bad because the actor came up with that and improvised it on the fly. We can't have that, Andy.
Winter Moon Ray is asking a question, but we'll include Jeffrey in here as well. Andy, Lewis, and Jeffrey, who is your favorite Bond? I will start off by saying that I unapologetically love Roger Moore. Andy?
Sean Connery.
Okay. Jeffrey?
It's Daniel Craig because Daniel Craig is the first actor who tried to portray the character that Ian Fleming wrote in the books.
Okay. All right. Well, but I mean, sometimes you need some creative, creative liberties, right?
Yeah,
Make it
and
work.
Craig
I mean,
did it the best.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think they caught him too old. I want to say what's up to Robin Redbreast, who actually I had a chance to hook her up with some tickets to the TCL Chinese Theater here in Hollywood the other day. So I'm glad she had a great time. I don't agree, Andy. My favorite shows were Going Downhill till an actor who built a character to Talking More, BTS, Creative Control. Taking more,
dude. I'm just trolling a bit. It's like Mark Hamill and was in Last Jedi was like, I can't walk in and not say hi to R2D2.
That was incredible. Yep.
And the Ryan Johnson was just like, oh, didn't even thank. Like, so of course actors make good choices sometimes, but to me, it's a sign that the filmmakers are not. Yeah, I don't know. They're just
called collaboration. It's called collaboration, Andy.
Sure, it's usually, but I don't know. This is a sign. I've also heard some things about this set. Certain people weren't as invested as you think they are. I think Favreau.
I know someone who said that Pedro Pascal stormed off the set of Mandalorian.
No. I mean, that's false.
Horrible.
That's false. This one I know is true, Jeffrey. I don't listen to false bullshit. I wouldn't say it was. I wouldn't report it if I didn't feel confident. I've heard Rodriguez was not as good as everyone thinks, and Favreau was the one who constantly had to come and sort of fix things. So it is what I can see it. I heard it before I watched, and then I watched it, and I was like, okay, this is I can see it now. We'll see. I don't hate it, like I said, but to me, I've never a big Boba Fett person anyway. He's kind of a dumb character. He has one missile. I mean, Jesus Christ, how often
he's not really a dumb character, bro. It's just that when you unmask him, like the mystery, is like
the mystery's gone.
The mystery's gone, and like we could create his background if like we don't know who he is. Jeffrey, him being a clone was dumb, and that's George Lucas's idea. He shouldn't have been a clone, bro, because it creates a lot of. Yeah, I mean, listen, bro. Like,
okay, so this show is
Jeffrey. Let me ask you a question real quick. Why are they not recognizing him as a clone, an Imperial clone? When in Mandalorian, when he took off his mask, they go, "You are a clone." Everyone in the room was like, "Oh shit, you are a freaking clone." And now in Book of Boba Fett, no one cares that he's a clone.
I mean, well, for starters, for one thing, Lewis, he during that exchange with Bo-Katan, he didn't take his mask off. For another, you never watched an episode of Clone Wars in your life, and
because it contradicts the films.
Bo-Katan,
it's not canon. The cartoons are not canon.
Are you gonna let me talk, Lewis?
No.
Bo-Katan had battles with the clones. It was very familiar with the Jango Fett clones. So she's familiar with how they sound. She knew who the clone template was, and she had many battles with the Republic Army and the clone troopers throughout that series. So that there's like a whole hit when you hear lines and exchanges like that, they're referencing a whole history and mythology there that's been established in previous shows that Dave Filoni also worked on.
So no
and
one
John Favreau as well.
So no one ever took a mask off an Imperial Stormtrooper.
Yeah, they had their masks off all the time.
Yeah, and they all look like Tamia Morrison.
Okay, yes, exactly.
And those had to be vanished.
And they had the same,
by the
and they had the
time.
same voice too. That's how
Yeah,
she
and Boba
recognized.
Fett's one of them.
That's how she recognized his voice.
So, but let me ask you, dude, do you prefer they make up new characters or just going back to the same ones? Like, because that's
I'm not against. I like both as
Okay.
long as they're good characters and I'm invested in the story. I'm fine with both. I'm not too picky. Just make me care. Just make me care. You know, it doesn't have to be a legacy character. Black Chrysanthemum is one of the new characters. I think he's awesome, and I love the body language of that actor, Kerry Jones, because it reminds me of like Kevin Peter Hall as the Predator, where he's just conveying all those emotions with just his physicality, with just body language.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like that. He does, the show does have good elements, but it has a lot of flaws.
Second of all, Lewis, your favorite James Bond, by the way, Roger Moore.
Yeah,
he was 46 years old when he started playing the character. So
and Daniel Craig actually looks older than him. Like when he started.
I mean, in your opinion?
No, he does look older than him. He's like and he's going around with like 12-year-old looking girls. The girls he's with in the movies, man. Come on, dude.
I mean, that's exactly what Roger Moore was doing, if not younger. Same with Pierce Brosnan. So why does that suddenly bother you now?
I don't know, dude. Roger Moore to me was like more. It was funner.
Exactly, Lewis. You don't know.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up, Jeff.
I won't shut up.
Andy, get him. You're right, dude. Why am I talking to this guy?
He does love to troll us. It's what he does. Can't help himself.
He trolls. Like, did you notice how we were talking like shit about Book of Boba Fett, and as soon as we said, well, this part's good, he fucking mentioned the fire spray thing to get us pissed off again. Yeah.
I noticed.
Because that's been a major topic of conversation, and you've talked about that yourself, Lewis.
Yeah. See, he throws it back at me like if it's my fault.
I mean, it kind of is.
All right, listen. We've been going on for an hour and a half or something.
I'm going to bed. It's 2 a.m. here. You
half the stream got fudged.
Bye. Give
Andy,
Lewis
tomorrow you're blowing up the exclusive, right? 9:00
tomorrow or Saturday. It's going to happen. So stay tuned. It's going to be worth it. So just stay tuned, subscribe, but more importantly, support Jeffrey over at Hollywood Purgatory.
All right.
And most important, go pay my man Lewis. Drop $1 right now.
Bro.
Someone drops $1 right now. I will thank you. And
$1, yeah, do
dreams. It. Somebody
Thanks,
help
bro.
my man and support him. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. All right, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, it's been great, dude. I mean, I'm glad that you came. How long?
It's been a while. I feel like it's been a few months.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about Margot Robbie saying she was done with Harley Quinn or something some months ago.
Yeah.
That was a while back, but hopefully I'll get to see you at CinemaCon if we both go.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to CinemaCon. I think we got another super chat that dropped.
But
it's a little lemon dancing right there.
Heather Whatever donated $4.99 through super chat.
Thank you, Heather. Whatever.
Thank you, Heather.
I've always said I love that name, Heather Whatever.
So before we sign off, where was this Idris Elba story? Because I'm curious.
Screen Rant. Let me pull it up.
I like Idris Elba, but I'm sorry, I don't like him for James Bond.
Okay, hold on a second.
Now, you want to talk about Daniel Craig's age or Roger Moore's age? You know how old Idris Elba is now? He's 49.
Daniel Craig looks older than them, though. Okay, people
No, I
people in
mean-
the chat. People in the
I mean,
chat.
it's not just about the looks. It's about longevity. Because look, we got
His movies were boring, dude.
okay, whatever. We got 5 movies out of Daniel Craig from 2006 to 2021. So I don't know. I just don't see. I don't see Idris Elba
Sean!
playing the character that long.
What's
So,
up, Sean?
That's all I really had to say.
What's good, my friend? Sean says, hold on, we got a super chat. Let's see if it comes up here. Sorry, Jeffrey. Let's see if they read it. If it reads. He's been a member for 6 months. What's good, my friends? I hope you're having a great stream. We are, man. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, look, here's what the producers had to say. Bond producers were faced with questions. It's a deadline exclusive. And they were asked about Idris. And well, we know Idris. We're friends with him, and he's a magnificent actor. And you know, it's been part of the conversation, but it's always difficult to have the conversation when you have someone in the seat. So this is when I guess they're talking about Idris while Daniel Craig was still Bond.
I don't know. It doesn't sound committal.
Yeah, it doesn't. This is kind of a bullshit. So you know, I think we have decided that until No Time to Die has its run and Daniel has been able to, well, we've all been able to reap the benefits of Daniel's wonderful tenure. We're not gonna talk about anyone else. Yeah, they're not committed, dude.
So my thought on this, I do not envy whoever is going to get the role next because they're just going to get it terribly, just from like every side of the fandom and the media, and they will be under insane scrutiny like no other actor has ever been before, because there will be so many expectations. There will be so many people.
Sean
saying you should
Stackhouse
do it this
donated
way, that way.
$5 through Super Chat. Just because you're awesome.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Sean. I thought you were gonna go to sleep. I did give you I did say, you know, if you wanted to come in, but Sean, tomorrow I'm gonna be going on again with Nerd Talk after dark. If you all want to come in again, everyone in the comments, everyone watching, everyone listening, and Sean, you're welcome to come in. So send me a tweet with that. Sorry, Jeffrey, what were you saying?
I'm just saying I don't envy whoever is going to get the role next, because there's just going to be so many expectations from so many groups and so many people that will have so many thoughts and feelings about how they should go with the role. And you know, Craig had a little bit of that when he got cast, but it's not going to be anything like the 2020s when they get that next Bond actor. So that's all I really had to say.
I felt in the last movie like he didn't want to be there. Like everything leading up to that. And I get, when I get that vibe, I kind of don't want, it's like that Ben Affleck, you know, I don't want to be Batman, but I'm Batman type of thing. It's like, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but I don't agree.
Yeah.
Sean Stackhouse donated $2 through Super Chat. Count me in for tomorrow.
Yeah, buddy. Sean Stackhouse in the house tomorrow.
You've really, I gotta say, Lewis, you're really building a loyal following here, and you know, I really just greatly respect that. You know,
Thanks, bro.
you're building your channel, and you know, your fans and your viewers, they're really enjoying you, and thank you to the viewers for supporting Lewis and doing right by Lewis, because I know how hard Lewis works. He puts the time in and he puts the work in, and he needs guys like you to support him, because you know, for channels like us who are not as big as the really big channels, it can be a struggle, and Lewis puts the time and work in. So thank you for supporting Lewis.
Thanks for the kind words, man. Yeah, and it's frustrating because sometimes I feel like YouTube's not really sharing my videos and stuff like that. So I did earlier make kind of like a clickbaity video, which, you know, you disagreed with my opinion on G4 and stuff.
Okay.
to see if people will go in there because people want controversy, and that's not really my style. So I felt kind of awkward doing that video, to be honest, with my listeners here and stuff like that. I don't like it when, like, I gotta be honest, I'm not a fan of like going on.
Carly Skaggs donated $5 through Super Chat. Loving the late night stream, Luis. Nerd Report. My favorite.
Nerd Report, my favorite. Thank you, Carly.
So I mean, who cares about like controversy and hot takes when you have fans like that who will come out for you like that? To me, that's worth more than doing the controversial hot takes. But whatever. What you really need to do, Lewis, if you want controversy, Game of Thrones, do like a Game of Thrones season 8, just like meltdown.
What about Lord of the Rings, which we forgot to talk about?
Oh yeah, because
well, let's do that. I got to give props to a couple people here real quick. Carly, one of them for the super chat. Thanks so much for that. Like, I really appreciate you, and like all the repeat viewers and the community here. And like Jeffrey's right, it doesn't have to be massive; it just has to be solid. And I also want to thank this person. Where did your name go though? I can't even see the name.
Narcode.
Yeah, so Narcode, that was me on Twitch, Lewis. I figured to host it up on my channel, so if any of my followers were on, they could come over to check your channel. Thanks so much for that. I appreciate you. I'm gonna check out your channel as soon as I get off here, maybe tomorrow latest, and give you a follow. Okay, so I do want to build up the Twitch because I just feel like competition's good. I know people say that Twitch is just as bad, but I do want to. I believe that if there are two outlets, then one has to beat the other. You know, there's always like they're looking over their shoulder, making sure like, hey, let's do this right. You know, I'm not a fan of monopolies, and I feel like this platform is a monopoly. That's why they don't have to send out notifications and stuff. So that's just my rage. But what were you saying, Jeffrey?
So were we on the Lord of the Rings TV series?
Okay, let's go to Lord of the Rings real quick. Okay, so we all know what Lord of the Rings is. So
all right. So here we go. I can read it if you want. So the Amazon Lord of the Rings series from Hollywood Reporter. It's the title of the show, and this was announced by Amazon. It'll be called The Rings of Power. It's coming out this fall. So it will conceivably be about the second and third ages of Middle Earth and Sauron's rise to power. Sauron being the Dark Lord Sauron, the Lord of the Rings, who they were fighting in the original cinematic trilogy.
But hold on, let me get that. Could you say Hollywood Reporter, right?
I sent you the link if you're looking for the link.
Where is it? In the privates?
I DM'd it to you on Facebook.
Oh yeah, you did. Damn it.
Just now.
Well, but
that's what I was reading off of.
Yeah, hold on. Let me yeah, I got the link, brother. Hold on a second. Thanks for that, man, for sending me that link. By the way, earlier. Jeffrey doing some programming here on Nerd Report. Shout out to him.
But they announced the title of the series. It's coming, it's gonna debut in the fall. And the budget for this show is insane. First season costs a reported $465 million for the first season. This is the largest budgeted TV series of all time.
I'm gonna take this off the screen because Hollywood Reporter is playing videos, and so I don't.
They're playing games with you.
Yeah, you know, I don't know how they have that option to just mess with us like that, but I may have been already struck.
Well,
but so let's clear up the confusion here, or like, what do we know about this series? We know, do we know, is Peter Jackson involved at all, or
no? This is not.
But they are trying to channel his films because the music's similar.
Well, Howard Shore is who did the film trilogy and The Hobbit, is apparently going to work on it. We know it debuts Friday, September 2nd on Amazon Prime. We know some of the cast. It's called The Rings of Power, and it's going to
Yeah.
be about the Second Age of Middle Earth, and presumably the rise of power of Sauron.
So the Second Age, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, is after the Hobbit, before the Fellowship. It's basically the story
It's thousands of years before the Hobbit.
Before the Hobbit. Oh, it is. You're right. Because Smeagol already has the ring in the Hobbit. So no Gandalf. We may see Isildur. But a different actor, of course.
We might
Eowyn and
we probably won't see Isildur because unless they maybe in later seasons.
Yeah, like by the end. Dude.
That's the thing. We don't really know who is in this show.
Yeah.
All we know, I think all we really know is that
Galadriel
might be. I think Galadriel's going to be in it. I think Elrond might be in it. But I think Sauron's going to be in it, but we don't even know who's playing Sauron. That's the thing. So we still know very little about this show, so it's hard to really like. It
doesn't matter who's playing Sauron. He's a demigod. He's like a creature, right?
No, I mean this is when he has a physical form, and he's kind of like a Lucifer or Satan. He kind of manipulates and corrupts people.
But we did see that image in the film, right?
We saw like that big, dark, like towering, like monster, but he's able to take like this sort of they call it a fair form. What is it called? Anatar or something. The Lord of Gifts. So he looks like this. Here's
I'm getting that right now.
As they did it in Shadow of Mordor. He takes the form of this like sort of very beautiful, like ethereal elf, and he kind of manipulates and corrupts like the good people of Middle Earth, basically. So I guess it's going to be about basically young Palpatine, Lewis, because everything is Star Wars with you.
Correct.
Imagine a very young, persuasive Emperor Palpatine, and I think this is kind of what the show will be. Think about that.
Yeah, so on screen you're looking at how he looked in Lord of the Rings, right? So he actually had like a. You have a link to his uniform?
Yes. Because this is from the video. This is from the video game. Shadow of Mordor. From Middle Earth, Shadow of War, and Shadow of Mordor.
Holy shit! So he's pretty much an elf. Hold on, let me share this real quick.
He's not really an elf, but he's able to take like an elven form to kind of manipulate and corrupt people. That's the idea.
Because he's beauty. He's the devil, basically.
Yeah. He's like the devil. He's the devil incarnate. Yeah.
Yeah, the devil. It's an allegory for the devil because the devil's kind of like his favorite sin is vanity, like beauty and light.
So he takes this form so he can manipulate like the other free peoples and corrupt I guess Numenor and the other great kingdoms, and try and create the rings of. So I guess this will also be about creating the rings of power, which is kind of referenced in the teaser video. But this is not necessarily what he's gonna look like, but this is sort of in
okay, so let me ask you a question. Did Tolkien write this, or is this a video game?
Yeah.
Thinking, wow.
I mean, this is an interpretation of how his
considering that the elves kind of all look similar, this is pretty accurate, maybe, right?
I think this is just a visual interpretation of the Anatar of Gifts. That's his sort of alias for this.
Heather, whatever, saying he looks like the bad guy in the Power Rangers. Gone. What is it? Sorry, in Power Rangers in the Spike thing. he looks like Legolas. You know, he looks like all the elves.
Yeah, but it's meant to deceive people. He takes this appearance to deceive people.
Heather Whatever saying now he's an elf. Well, he's kind of like he could take forms, right? And it makes a lot of sense because the rings have elvish writing on it, right? And I always thought that was weird. And like Lord of the Rings is so big, like the story is so big and so complex, and it all clicks together almost perfectly. It's just it keeps going and it has so many layers, and it's so awesome. Honestly, like really, I fucking love those movies, dude.
Yeah, I think the first three movies still hold up very well.
Well, I watched them on 4K. They gave me chills, dude.
Yeah.
It's the first time you could say this. Lord of the Rings, this is the deal. There's a theatrical version, right? And there's an extended. This is what I suggest you do. Watch the theatrical first because the extended does spoil the ending, once you watch the theatrical, it's much shorter, which is fine. It should be even longer. You get the extended. The extended's actually better, and you will never go back to the theatrical.
What I like about the extended cuts is, well, like for the Fellowship of the Ring, like Howard Shore actually created new music. So when they restored all when they restored all those snippets and the dialogue and the new scenes, like Howard Shore, he actually came in and composed new music for the restored scenes. Because normally that doesn't happen until post production. And I guess like when he's scoring the theatrical cut, they didn't have all that material in there. They added it later for the DVD releases. So, but what I like about those cuts is they're not just restoring scenes. They're doing like all those like little just sort of little dialogue snippets that they cut out to make the movie flow faster, and it just feels like a more robust experience, a fuller experience. Complete experience, like an unabridged book, like
dude,
this
I'm getting pumped. I really do believe this is coming out in September, right?
September 2nd.
I really do believe we could open a channel just for Lord of the Rings, and it'll be fire by the time that time comes.
I mean, there's so much you can really dissect with Lord of the Rings, but I just still don't know about this show. I need like some proof of concept, to make me believe.
Well, obviously they know. Okay, this is what I got out of the teaser. I mean, it's a teaser. There's not much in there. This is what I got. Well, first of all, I do like the name, the Rings of Power.
Yes.
What more could you do? Robin says she's down for Lord of the Rings channel. I am too. I got to read the books. Maybe that's going to encourage me to read the books and review them as we go, as we count down to the show. But check this out. What's good about that teaser is that they know the people love Peter Jackson's versions. It's the same dialogue. It's Galadriel. Obviously, they can't get the same actress because they want to recast. The music's very similar. And you said Howard Shore's back?
That's what I read, that Howard Shore, who composed all the movies, is going to do the show.
And a long time ago, I had this spoiler, which I don't even know if I ever mentioned it, but Weta's doing the stuff, right? So Weta's doing the VFX. So
that I'm not. I hope they are. Yeah.
So at least they know not to reinvent the wheel or not to change what works. Sorry, Robin. No, I didn't read the books. I started reading The Hobbit for a bit, but it's like, yeah, I don't read much. I should read more. I know all my friends read. That's why, like, I regret not reading. I got to be honest with everyone. I have bad vision. Like, it's hard for me to look at the monitor right now, like, as I'm reading your comments. And one thing I want to share with you all is that I think this year I'm going to go ahead and get my eyes operated. But it's like $4,000. So I'm trying to raise money. Not raise money, but save money for that, and hopefully like it'll correct my vision. I wear contacts, and if I lose those, I can't drive. I'll crash. Like seriously. Like, and my glasses are thick as F.
I'm
man.
legally blind without my glasses.
Bro, I think I'm legally blind without mine. Yeah, bro. It sucks because
Keep supporting Lewis.
yeah. Thanks, bro.
Keep watching Lewis.
So like I just got a new prescription with you know, I know this is a boring story, but with my contacts, so I see a little better, but like after a few months it start to get screwed up again. Yeah, that'd be great, Robin, if you can help me with if some, you know, we could do a fundraiser for a surgery, I'll vlog it and stuff. And you know, I did get some people suggestions like, yeah, you should get it sponsored. It's like, but I gotta be honest with you, Jeffrey, and everyone watching, I'm scared. What if I go blind with the operation?
Oh well, I mean, if you should talk to your doctor. See
Yeah.
what your doctor says. I've talked with my eye doctor, and they recommended against me getting like eye surgery. So
What doctor? Your regular physician or your eye doctor?
my eye doctor.
Okay. And then we'll go back to the Lord of the Rings. I promise you. Here's the deal. Doctors that sell you glasses, they don't want you to lose a customer, Jeffrey. So I'd suggest you take second advice. Look around and ask, like, read up on the internet if you want to go through with it. And stuff.
I mean, my glasses are pretty inexpensive right now, so it's not a big deal.
But my issue with the glasses is that they're not part of you. When you get operated, you don't.
Oh, did we lose Lewis? My God. Oh my God. Is Lewis, are you still, Lewis, are you here?
Here I am. You see me?
I can see. I thought I was going to have to take over the show for a second.
Well, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully this feed is still live. Could you guys see us? We had a hiccup. I'm really pissed off. I think it's my internet.
Okay, I mean, that's something to think. That's something to think about. So, you know, I've just never.
People in the chat. We had a hiccup with the video, so you guys can't see us. Okay. Ultimately, it's up to you, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
But maybe it's
no. I think you make a good point. I just haven't. You know, I've never really felt that compelled. But you know, you do make a good point, because I don't want to get into a big thing about insurance and what I think about insurance. But you know, it is a good point. Like
it doesn't.
They probably do to some degree want to keep your business and all that.
It's all a scam, bro.
Insurance,
it is a scam, bro. Come on.
I don't want to say. I don't want. It's
well,
on my tongue, but
no. Let's be real. A lot of it's a scam. Like
insurance.
It's a scam.
Yeah.
If they know you have insurance, they'll charge you triple.
I'm not gonna say it out loud, but Lewis is kind of whatever. Yeah.
Right.
It's whatever.
Well, that's the fun stuff about you know, Nerd Report here. We could talk about like other things besides geeky stuff.
I mean, I hope the show is good. I love the books. They're some of my favorite. I love the older movies. So I hope JD Payne and Patrick McKay, the showrunners, I hope they know what they're doing, and I hope they hit it out of the park. And I hope as the months come along, we're going to see more pictures and footage that will get me on board, because I'm kind of cautiously wading into this right now, because I'm just not. Like, I want to be excited, but I just haven't seen anything to really like be like, that's it. I'm in, you know, that kind of thing. I just haven't seen that proof of concept yet.
Whatever happens with this show, it doesn't erase the fond memories and the greatness of the original Lord of the Rings. So like, you know, that's the way, like, even with The Hobbit, people felt like they weren't the quality of the original. And I enjoyed them for what they were, but I never really revisited them. And
I think like the first one was sort of like on its way.
Yeah.
I think in the last movie they put all this dumb stuff in it that just kind of dragged the movie back. And it didn't hurt the originals at all. It's just,
No.
I think they didn't know. I don't think they knew how to turn that really just short book into like okay, we're going to turn The Hobbit, the shortest book, into 3 movies. And I don't think they knew what they were doing there, and I think, they were trying to like if the first 3 movies were lightning in a bottle, they just weren't able to repeat that success.
And it was a big, people like to slam Warner Brothers, and I don't want to sound like a shill. Well, no, it was New Line. So yeah, it is Warner Brothers. But they trusted Peter Jackson with filming all 3 of those films like at once, back to back. So if it would have sucked, all 3 of them would have sucked. They would have had a massive investment that failed right there, but they trusted Peter Jackson, and props to them. I have a question to ask you though. And if anyone knows in the comments, I want to know, what the hell does Saruman the multicolored mean?
I think that's one of Saruman's nicknames, I want to say.
But he wore an outfit like that, and from what I gather, to confuse people and like kind of say, "Oh, look, it's an upgrade from the gray." I think
it was Saruman of the many colors.
Many colors, yes.
I don't remember what that was about.
It's weird.
He supposedly had a robe that was made of many colors later on. Is why he
made it though. Cuz the wizards change colors after they die, right? Like
that was just Gandalf.
No. Okay. You may be right, but I'm going to ask you a question here. The reason, because Saruman was gray, right? In the movies.
No, he was white.
He
was Saruman the White originally. Gandalf was Gandalf the Gray.
Oh, so he never was white and gray.
There were 5 wizards. Saruman the White, Gandalf the Gray, Radagast the Brown, and there were 2 blues. I forget their names.
Mm-hmm.
The Astari wizards.
I just love the writers of Rohan, man. I just like, I will never forget sitting there. It's like, I watched the first film, The Fellowship, right? And I was like, this is mediocre, right? I thought, whatever. And then the opening scene with The Fellowship, I was like, well, this movie can't be that good because The Fellowship was mediocre. And then the opening scene with Gandalf and that freaking dragon thing.
Oh, my 2 towers. The Balrog.
Yeah, for the 2 towers. For the 2 towers.
It's a Balrog, not a dragon.
Yeah, Balrog. Yeah. Well, okay, sorry. But I was like, holy shit! I pooped my pants, bro. And then the movie starts, and it's like incredible fast pace. And then I was like, this can't be that good. I was like, and then, dude, I remember when Cream of Wormtongue spoke to Arwen or Awen. Which one's Awen? Awen. And he was trying to hypnotize her to get her to love him or something, and she like caught on to it. So she runs off to the top of the castle, and you see the flag of Rohan break off the pole, and you hear the music. And it falls right in front of fucking Aragorn. And I got chills, bro. Like, whoa. And
it was iconic, right?
And then Jeffrey, I loved 2. Real quick, let me finish this one. I loved 2. I loved 3. And at the end of the day, the one I didn't like was my favorite. Fellowship of the Ring is my favorite fucking Lord of the Rings movie. Because
the one you didn't like?
Yeah, because watching that movie, I see the journey they had to go through, the tragedy. You know how they were happy inside the Shire?
Yes.
Who they were, like before the evil fucking came over Middle Earth. And I was like, fuck, man, this is the best fucking movie of all three. And I gotta say that I don't give 10s usually, but man, I love all those films. And then the one I liked the least when I first saw it is my favorite. Which one's your favorite?
The extended cut of the Fellowship of the Ring,
Oh yeah, it's so good.
because it's kind of like A New Hope. It's like it made me like believe like, wow, they can really bring this amazing story to the screen. I was skeptical at first, but then then I was amazed when I initially saw it in theaters. Then when I saw the theatrical cut, and then the extended cut, and then you see just sort of what they brought back in, and all those sort of favorite elements from the book that didn't quite make it into the theatrical cut that I really wanted, and
Yeah.
just kind of rounded out the experience and just really sort of brought it home for me. So like, if the first movie, if Fellowship of the Ring is like a home run, to me, the extended cut is like a grand slam.
There's a lot of people, like I could talk about this forever, and we'll, if anyone if anyone wants to put in their 2 cents, feel free to in the comments. There was like I would say like a meme going around a few years ago where people were like, well, why don't you just, or how Lord of the Rings should have ended was just send the Eagles to Mount Doom. Is it Doom? And then just throw the
Mount Doom in Mordor. Yeah.
yeah, just throw the rings in there. And like, bro, that doesn't make sense because it was established that the Eagles were like they would have been corrupted by the rings because they are not just eagles. They have a council, they're a species, they're a race, correct?
Yes.
So the ring would have corrupted them. And the reason Frodo has the ring, and specifically a hobbit, is because those are the most incorruptible, I don't care about anything, just enjoying life creatures. And Frodo was actually even more like that than the other ones. So that's why Frodo, the ring, the task was his. If it would have fallen on anyone else, even the Eagles would have taken the ring for themselves.
That's just kind of the thing. The Eagles are actually intelligent and they talk, but they cut that out of the films, unfortunately.
They were awesome, dude.
So we never get to, like, the Eagles actually talk, like they can talk like humans do, but they didn't.
Our Eagles are coming. Good point, Lewis. I knew
but look, the Eagles saved them after the armies were defeated, and plus the Eye of Sauron would have caught them. Yeah, the Eye of Sauron would have seen the Eagles coming from a mile away, so that plan would not have worked.
What is
besides the fact that the ring very likely could have corrupted the Eagles as well. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
Heather, whatever. I'm having trouble trying to figure out what you said here. Good point, Lewis. I know you're too busy, but you could do continuity in movies.
I think maybe she's saying your point
videos like that. You mean make videos like that? Yeah, to shut all the Eagle people up.
No, I think that's actually a good point. And
it is a good point.
You should, like, if you were to debate someone about that, like, you could say, "Hey, the Eagles are intelligent. They're just as subject to the ring's corruption." There you go.
Correct. That's what I always, dude. I think that movie's so perfect. If you look at the end of that movie, when Gandalf comes to save Frodo and Samwise,
yeah,
there's an extra eagle. So there's the one Gandalf saw him, and there's 3 other ones. Bro, in my opinion, the one picks up Sam, one picks up Frodo. The third one, besides the one Gandalf was on, was meant for Smeagol.
Oh.
In my opinion. I don't know if that was done on purpose.
Well, the Eagles were there, they were fighting in the battle.
But after the battle was done, I feel like they were gonna go and rescue Smeagol as well.
It's kind of sad because they did try to help Smeagol and they tried to show him mercy, but he was just too far gone, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's to me, but that's kind of the beauty of the films is that when you watch those films, don't you feel sorry for Smeagol? Don't you feel like pain when he does betray them when it looked like they had earned his friendship? Like that's the beauty of the story.
Well,
That's the
Smeagol is a
beauty of
drug
these
addict.
characters.
He's like a drug.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a drug
He's
addict.
like that drug addict who you try to help and you try to go out on a limb for, but he keeps disappointing you, you know?
Yep.
He's been his corruption was just too deep. He couldn't overcome it. It's sad. And sometimes, and that's the other thing, sometimes you just can't save people, Sometimes no matter how hard you try and how much you want to help someone, some people are just beyond saving. It's kind of
we need to make a
harsh.
channel, bro, for this. Because it's like the first time we agree on everything.
But look at the end of the movie. Like Frodo, it's like soldiers coming back from war, and they're just and the trauma has changed them, and they can't settle. Some of them can move on with their lives, but some of them can't. And Frodo was not able to find peace in the Shire, and that's also tragic. So he had to leave the Shire, where his home that he desperately loved and wanted to save and get back to.
So Frodo was basically dead. He was doomed after the first film.
Pretty much, yeah.
And it what sucks is, like, if you really think about it, it was Sam's fault because he made that fire on that mountain, right?
Oh, no.
Well, kind of. Oh, not Sam. It was one of the.
It was Merry and Pippin. They made.
Yeah, it was Merry and Pippin. Correct.
I mean, they suffered too.
Yep. That's the thing, man. They did a really good job bringing in like these characters that were super fragile, like, and almost to the point of goofy, but not really vulnerable. Yes, and they put them in this effed up situation where you as an audience, you have no choice but to go, dude, you got to root for these people. You feel bad for them. You want them to win. When they were kidnapped, man, after the fellowship at the end, and then one of them's I forgot which one's being tortured. Oh my gosh.
Frodo.
No. In the Two Towers. Was it Merry or Pippin? Is like they made him drink blood because he was thirsty.
Oh, Merry.
Yeah, that was bad. Anyways, everyone, we've been going on for 2 hours. I think it's awesome, guys and gals. If the stream ever goes down again, what you do is what you did today. You just wait a bit. If it doesn't go back up, then check the channel because there's probably another stream to replace it. But at that point, you will certainly not get a notification from YouTube because it's too close together. So you just wait patiently, see what's up, and refresh the page. I see Effin coming in, man. Yeah, man, we're doing this after dark, Nerd Talk After Dark. Hopefully you guys liked it. We got Hollywood Purgatory, man. Give in your little plug right there, bud.
So you can find me on Twitter at Wheeljack83. My YouTube channel is Hollywood Purgatory. I haven't really done much YouTube-wise lately. You can check out my interviews, my movie reviews on 411mania.com. I reviewed the new Scream film. I interviewed the cast and crew of Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Woo!
You can check out my reviews of Hawkeye, The Witcher, a bunch of other shows and movies on there. And my wrestling interviews podcast, if you're a fan of wrestling, it's the 411 Wrestling Interviews podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, and Spotify. So go check it out. Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to give a special shout out. Thank you to Andy Signor for coming in here and dropping an exclusive. You guys, a lot of people here are actually part of his channel and stuff. So I want to thank him and you all for sticking around with Nerd Report and giving this channel a chance, you could go ahead and look. I do this. People are gonna say, "Why do you do this?" I consider you all my friends. So this is what I'm gonna do. If you give me 1 second, 1 second, I'm gonna give you my Facebook link to become a Facebook friend, and I'm gonna accept your friendship to Facebook. Facebook right there in the comments. I just dropped it. So if you are not my Facebook friend, please become my Facebook friend. Send me a request, and I will go ahead and accept it and stuff, so you can keep up. I drop links there and movie stuff. So there you go. Once again, Facebook link right there. Be my friend. I need friends, and I need subs here on Nerd Report. Thanks for coming in. Ciao.